The countdown is starting. We will be jumping into game number 2 of the best of 3 between these two players in the first semi-finals of the Astro Cup. It's the Adroit's StarCraft 2 League, provided by Astros. And here we are, game number 2, guys. Let me just change this scoreboard. I don't like changing the scoreboard when I'm in different scenes because you have to go in and change it. But everything is looking very good. And here we are. So the map is Star Station. This is Cella's map choice. He's spawning up in the top right as the red Zerg, and his opponent winning the last game. If he wins this, he will be moving on into the finals to win an epic A40 Astro headset. It is, of course, Veriol, and he is your yellow Zerg for this game. Now, force cross positions means that they know where their opponent is. If you spawn down here, your opponent is going to be up here. So this is why we see the overlords flying kind of towards each other, but they should just miss each other. There'll be like one here and like one there. They'll see each other. They'll be like, yo bro, how's it going? But unfortunately, I don't think they'll do the overlord kiss, which is of course what we all love to see. So yeah. Alright. So of course right now, what we have to wait for is, are they going for a hatch or are they going for a pool? And you can always tell by the minerals. We're going to have one more drone out of each guy, and then, you know, if it hits over like 200 minerals, you kind of know it's going to be a hatchery. But actually, Veriol going for a pool, and that was a 14 pull before drone to take up to 15, so he does have the possibility to be very aggressive this game. He should go for a hatchery very soon though, and then maybe drop that. But the fact that he went for the hatch first on the last map makes me believe that he wants to be very aggressive again, because, you know, this map is a bigger map. Fair enough, there's, you know, less nooks and crannies that you have to dodge your opponent on. The gas is getting dropped for Veriol as well, so it's looking like it might be you know, just a standard one base circling, baneline, all in pretty much. Oh no, he is going to go for the hatchery. He is. This will of course allow him to get a lot extra production. It will hit a little bit later, but he'll have slightly better economy, and of course more units, more injects because of that, more lava, and that's where you get the extra units from. His income and gas, of course, superior to his opponents. Now, big things that we have to keep an eye on, of course, if he has 100 gas and pulls these guys out, then we can assume that it is going to be more of a standard macro-oriented game. But if he keeps them in, then we could see some other stuff. We could. The hatchery is about to finish for Cella, so he does have an extra base over his opponent right now. He is mining his own gas, but as we can see, a little bit later, it seems. Not much later, weirdly enough. Okay, here comes the speed. Gas is still being mined for both players, and now the scouts are getting down. Of course, Cella does realize that his opponent did definitely not hatch first, as, you know, he hatched first, and obviously it's been done for about 40 seconds. So, Queen getting ready to inject, and the next thing that we pretty much want to keep an eye on, we have no Baneland nest yet. Is that it? Yes, it is. And getting started at identical times there. Normally, you know, like top end pros will start them like 52 gas, like bam, bam. You know, it just gets dropped. That's it. Like these guys slightly lower caliber do drop it a little bit later, and the gas is nearly identical. Ooh, I think it's gonna be Banelands. Like, well, obviously it's gonna be Banelands. There's the Baneland nest, but I mean, like, I'm pretty certain we're gonna have some sort of Baneland all in. That was a gas drone cancel, so he just wanted some extra supply. Now this is what we want to keep an eye on, Zerglings. If he starts hitting a lot of Zerglings, he's not just yet, he's got the lava. And normally what you see is like a lot of Zerglings chill in the main. Here we are, 12 more in production. The rally point is in a very risky spot. This overload does in fact see them. 18 more Zerglings in production. This is going to be a very, very heavy attack. Double Evo blocking the front, which is very good. Of course, this will lower the surface area for Zerglings to run in. 5 Banelands morphing outside here, out of range, but they will get spotted thanks to the Zerglings of Cella, and oh, he cancels them, losing a lot of resources. So that was interesting. Now, that is something like I didn't actually know until HOTS, and that feature was implemented. But if we have a little bit of an engagement, oh, wrong button. We have these Banelins. They could blow up. There are only 4 more Banelins morphing down here for our yellow Zerg, and a big Zerglin counter attack into the main. The Banelin's not running up. Banelins for Banelins. That is a decent trade, I guess, for someone. Not much economic damage being dealt right now by Veriol, so it looks like this is going to be a bit of a failure, in my opinion. The Rotoran in production for Cella should keep him alive to any roach pressure Veriol might throw at him. And, saying that, it's only 4 workers, which isn't a huge amount, but, there's a lot more Zerglings, the infrastructure, the lava count is probably higher. Yeah. Oh wow, no, actually the lava count for Veriol is insane in comparison to his opponent. But this is also a lot of Zerglings that could do a lot of damage with a counter attack. The Queen needs to get into position to wall off production, 20 more Zerglings, and he will need to have some Banelins. Ooh, this is going to be close if the Zerglings run in. Oh, just in time, and the wall gets blocked, stopping the Zerglings running in. Definitely a good move there. 7 roaches in production with the +1 missile attack. That means Veriol is going to continue with his hyper-aggressive play and go for a roach all in. So, the Banelins didn't work so well. Ooh, the Zerglings here of Cella can do some extra damage. The roaches do pop. They do get spotted. There's a hole in the wall. Nice moves there. Things like that always make me giggle. Alright, 11 drones now in production for Veriol, so he's like, hey, I'm got roaches, I'm gonna come attack you, but actually, it's just a bit of a mind game, because this isn't, a humongous amount of roaches, he didn't just go bankrupt making this, so he's okay to make this many roaches and drone heavily behind it. Like any type of counter attacks are not going to do any damage, because this is a turtle Zerg style, which is quite rare, but believe it or not, it does actually exist. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. And the carapace getting dropped as well. So we do have the upgrades favoring. Ooh, that's interesting. Cella's going for the +1 missile attack and the +1 melee attack. So it looks like he wants to go be very aggressive and continue building units. The lair has finished. Road speed not in production just yet, which is interesting, as always. And a lot of units moving across the map. The roach is coming up. Cella, I think, should be able to take this. And while doing so, he is actually expanding as well. So even if it fails, as long as he gets a decent trade, he should be in a super good spot. +2 in production right now for Veriol. But so much damage as the Zerglings locking down some of the roaches. The concave definitely favouring Cella. The roach numbers massively in his favour as well, nearly double his opponent's roaches, or actually like nearly 3 times now. The Zerglings coming out, trying to get the surround, stop them, escape, and they do get the surround. More roaches coming up. All the Zerglings do get cleaned up, but the roach numbers still favour Cella, which means he will take this fight. And of course, the way that the wall is based means that whenever Veriol wants to move out, he's always going to have a concave disadvantage. As we can see, once again, more damage being dealt. I don't see Veriol staying in this too long. More engagement, Zerglings streaming across the map, more roaches as well. The upgrades still favouring Cella, but not for too long, as the +2 is still in production, about halfway done. The supplies massively favouring Cella as well. Road speed will finish for Veriol before his opponent, but yeah, that's not really that's not the biggest difference when you're just outside attacking, really. The +1 now finished for Cella means that they are even on upgrades. The +1 on the melee means that these Zerglings do extra damage. They do get cleaned up, but once again, road speed does finish just in the nick of time. That opens up the wall. The concaves are around even. The broodlords adding some extra DPS do force this away. The Zerglings trying to get in the action, but there's just so many roaches. There's nothing that Veriol can do. Look at this. It's 15v9, 14v8. We just keep clicking on the roaches. And more Zerglings in production. The roach one is being re-established for Veriol. Of course, he needs that to build his roaches. But look at all these units. It's just non-stop aggression, non-stop. He's got 7 more workers, an extra base. He can take his extra gas. These roaches do have to be careful, though. The Zerglings do add in some extra damage, and of course, can, with numbers, definitely win the fight. But 58 via 120 mean that Cella is in a demanding position now. This is going to be so hard for Veriol to stay alive. He has no spine crawlers. His +2 just now finishing. That does give him, of course, an extra upgrade over his opponent, but it doesn't make a difference when the numbers are just against you. Like we see right here, 87 supply V126, more roaches in production, taking that supply up. He did go for the hatchery then, the roaches, which was interesting. Of course, you don't want to take the hatchery because then all your roaches die and the counterattack can kill you. But instead, these roaches will just get cleaned up. GG gets gold. Cella evens up the series.